Well, we might as well get started. I'll go through, now some of these you probably aren't interested in. I'm going to show like a podcast and so forth, probably not applicable to math, but still just to know that it's there and all. And
All of this cool. So.
yeah, and I'm going to go over it lightly because the documentation that I have goes in depth. So if you need to go into it, you certainly can. So the first thing here is the Anchor free online podcast recorder. And so I'm going to click and open that in a new window. And this I'm really impressed with. They're real heavy-handed about trying to get you to monetize your podcast. And they want to get it out there for the world. But I just, I'm already logged in. So let me log out. And so you want to click on the sign up. And you don't have to use your real name and so forth. And it doesn't check your email, it just wants an email. So I'm going to go with McHenry County is my name. And I do have some extra spare emails. So I'll go CC file storage. I think I've got 3 at gmail.com. And then I just make up a 8765432 password. So if you ever need to get in my podcast and hack it, you can. And then this drives me crazy. Yeah, anything that has a fire hydrant in it, I can't stand these. Oh, that was quick. That was easy. Yeah, it did me too. The earlier. So the college has headphones like these and webcams like this to borrow anytime you want. You just come and ask and you check them out. No charge. And so it's very simple. I go to Let's Do It. Now this has a microphone on it so I don't have to plug in my headset and it's ready to record. So I'll just click record, allow using the microphone, and start recording now. And so I would say, welcome to my podcast. This is about Rocket League and how I tried practicing the other day. So disappointed because I hadn't played in 2 weeks, and what a bummer that was. And then I can click stop recording when I'm done. So when you're finished, you can listen to it, it'll let you play it back. And then you put it over here on the right-hand side where it says your episode. So I click this plus, and it's called an episode because you can have multiple audio tracks in it. You don't have to have just one. But I'm going to stick with the one. And I'm kind of zoomed in here. There we go. And there it is, wanting to activate sponsorships. They really want you to do that. I'm going to click this X to get rid of that and say, are you sure? Try sponsorships. Not right now, thanks. So I'm good. I can say save episode. And I'll call this Chapter 3 Review. And then I could put this big long explanation in there and then say publish now. Oh, I do have to put an exclamation. Chapter 3. And here comes their last-ditch effort. They want you to set up a podcast and so forth. You just click the X and you're done. Now what's great is I can post this link right here in my course, or I could post the embed code. And I love the embed code better. So I click on that and it just copied it. And so I can go back to my course. I gotta wait till Zoom settles down. I'll go to my home here. And a page, new page. And I'll call it podcast. Add item. Publish it, and then when I go in here, all I have to do is, and this is written up extensively in that document, when you want to embed something in your course, use a page, come in here to the edit room or edit place where you can do the rich text editing and switch it to from rich text editor to HTML. Then I just paste that in here and save this. And there it is. And so the students can click play. And so I would say, welcome to my podcast. This is about, I'm a famous podcaster now. So you can see how that very quick, very easy. That's the easiest part of this one right now.
Nice how it's just like embedded in there.
Right. Yeah. They know exactly what it is. They just got to click on it. And so they can have on their phone, they can have the earbuds in, be working out and listen to my wonderful stories. So that's the simplest one, is the podcast. The next is I'm gonna get my notes. Is making a video from your PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to go and open up a presentation that's already been built. How about that? And so with this, I'm going to drag that down so oops. There we go. Let me drag this back up. There. And so with this, I go to slideshow, and there is, let me fill the screen. There's record slideshow under the slideshow tab. So all I have to do is click on it, make sure that these are both checked, and then say start recording. And so it's recording my voice, and every time I do a move to the next slide, it's recording at the exact time when I did that. It's showing me right there how long I've gone. And you can, and I think it's P, no, there is a shortcut. I forget the one, but it would change your mouse into a laser pointer. But I can come down here and click that, and I think it's arrow options. It's supposed to let me see a laser. There it is, laser pointer, so that I can go highlight things like I'm using a laser pointer on the PowerPoint. And then just advancing slides as I'm doing my lecture. It's recording my voice. Then I could have animations in this and have things flying in and so forth. And it's just going. Now, if I were saying, oh, I'm done, I don't want to do any more, I could click the X and that'll stop the recording. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going until I reach the end of my PowerPoint presentation. I picked a long one. There we go. And the end. So it stopped recording. I can save this and use this anywhere because it's self-playing now. It's going to automatically play with my voice and advancing. But I want to put this in my Canvas, and I think it's better if I make this into a video. So if I go to the File tab and come down here to Export, I can create a video of what I've just recorded. And the great thing is all the defaults are exactly what you need. It's going to be the highest possible quality. It's going to record it with all your timings and your narration. And it's also going to save it as an MP4, which is pretty much a universal video file. So I'll click Create Video, and then I just put it where I'm going to remember where I put it. So I'll try my desktop. And let's just call this lecture. Chapter 3, save that. And I think, oh, that was quick, no problems there. If you look down here, it's going to be building as we go. It could take a while, because I did take a long time, a lot of slides. And so this could be a while. So I'm going to minimize this. And once it's done, then I've got a very nice video that I can put on YouTube and go from there. So that is the two easiest ways. Now we're going to move on to doing it using Screencast-O-Matic. And so Screencast-O-Matic is, the college here has it so you can download it on any computer here. You can also do it at home for free. And the free version has a 15-minute limit on it, so you can only record for 15 minutes. Now you use OBS, right? Now I have talked, I'm in contact with Mark IT to try to get it on all the computers because it works great.
Yeah.
And there's no limit on
Yeah.
that. So, and you can actually do a live stream with that.
Yeah.
So that's a view.
Yeah, that's what I found out about it. This is what people use for like Twitch streams.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I actually did it in my office the other day because they gave me one version of it so I could play with it.
Cool.
And I was instantly, there was nothing to it
Yeah.
to do a live stream. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you how you can get Screencast-O-Matic on your computer here at the college. There's a great feature. Now, if I were on my desktop, we've got the IT support. So I can launch it there, or I can go here and do MCC services, and that has it there too. But I think I'll launch from IT support. And here it is, want software. Go to the downloads page. And so I click that, and there it is, Screencast-O-Matic file placement. What used to happen was you could run Screencast-O-Matic from the website and it'd be fine, but you could never save the videos that you made. So what's the point?
Yeah.
So this allows that to happen. Well, all the classroom computers in here have it already, so I don't need to run this. So I'll just go to my desktop. And there it is, Screencast-O-Matic. So I'll launch it. And there it is, trying to get you to pay for that pro version. I think it's $15 a year or something like that. But here's the free version that we checked down there. And so this is a recording that I've done earlier, so that's why we see this. So I'm going to click delete so I can just show you. This is what it'll show you when you first start. So it's got that dotted line that's saying what part of the screen you want. So you could go full screen, or you can just go whatever size you'd like. I like to go as big on the screen as possible, get everything. Maybe not the taskbar. They don't have to see what stuff I have opened up. And then across the bottom here, we have, this is the record button for starting, but there's our microphone. It automatically sensed the microphone I had. If I had a couple there, I could do the drop down here and pick a different microphone. But I am seeing levels, so it's showing that little green bar showing that I'm talking. You can see that I've got levels, so I'm good there. And then this is showing me how big of a screen that I'm recording, the 1004 by 700. And then this, if I wanted to include my webcam, I could click on that, and then it's going to put me here, but it can be put anywhere I want. I can drag it to whatever I want. I'm not a big fan of the webcam. We do have a biology teacher. She's as shy as could be, but really loves having herself on there so the students can see it. And so she's, I would have thought never in a million years, and she's great. She really does a good presentation. So she has her PowerPoint up there and then her picture in the lower corner. So all we have is that, that all set up, ready to go. All I have to do is click the, hey, welcome, Vince, how are you? Come on in and log in. Really? You've had better days. That's too bad.
You are?
Mark, come on.
Yes, good to meet you.
Vince is in accounting.
Cool.
So you guys are similar. You've got the mathematical brains.
Well, no, not me. I was always bad.
I was always good in algebra, and that really helped when I went to do computer programming, but not anything else. Algebra was it. That was the best I could do. And then accounting. When I took accounting classes, just couldn't get that idea of having a balance sheet. That one side is something different from the other side, and then it still has to balance out. That is wrong. It shouldn't be that way. They should be the same thing on each side to balance. So that's why I gave up. I said, no more counting for me.
when I first got into my first accounting class, yes. You know, after doing it for all these years, it's like, yeah, okay, it makes sense.
Just because you accept
Because
it.
I've done it so many times.
You accept you
Yeah.
know it's wrong, but you accept it.
The balancing thing is the beauty of accounting. You know when things don't balance,
Right.
you know, and that's algebra. I mean, assets equal liability plus owner's equity, or owner's equity equals this plus that. You know, it's like that's the way I teach it, like algebra.
Sure.
Got one?
Oh, okay, good. I was going to give you one before they unfurled, so you don't have to unfurl this one. And
Google Chrome.
and what we're doing is, go into Google Chrome. We're actually going to IMCC. Is that IMCC or IT? IMCC. It's that. You've been invited to a course.
Oh, wow, neat.
But I'm going to minimize, show you that we went here, Screencast-O-Matic. We went to the free version down there. There you go. So I was explaining how
Oh,
this,
yeah.
the dotted line shows you
What is,
what you're going to record. So you could technically, if you had a PowerPoint presentation and you didn't want to actually launch it, you could shrink your box down to just the size of the PowerPoint here. And then I could advance slides like this. And that's all the students are going to see when I do it. Otherwise, I would go full screen and then run the PowerPoint presentation. But first I have to get this thing running. So I'll click on the record, and when I do that, it gives the dramatic 3, 2, 1 countdown. While it's counting down, I can hit F5, and that starts my PowerPoint presentation. Oh, this is my pre-made presentation, so I can just kick back and let it go. It's I forgot I did this. I'm going to stop that. There we go. I'm done. I should have used a different PowerPoint. So let me do that. I'm looking at my recording right now. So let me minimize that. I've got too many things going at once here.
I did this for my summer session. I took all my PowerPoints and I talked about the max is 15 minutes.
Right, 15 minutes. Yeah.
And then after a while, I'm like,
Yeah.
I think a lot.
But that is kind of one of those things. It's a good idea to keep it to 15 minutes. Students aren't going to stick around much longer than that. So, yeah. Admit. Welcome. Good to have you. We're just talking about Screencast-O-Matic right now. So to get to Screencast-O-Matic, what I did was I went to the IT support, which is the request IT support, or you could do it off the your desktop. And I went here to where it says want software, and there's Screencast-O-Matic. And so you could just download it to any computer on the campus. Otherwise, if you go to Screencast-O-Matic online, you could do it at home for free. So let me go back, and I will get back into my Screencast-O-Matic. This is the one that I just recorded. I'm going to say done with that recording and go back and launch it again. So always use the free version. And there I've got my dotted line showing exactly where I'm going to record when I do my recording session. And I've got a microphone connected. And so if I scroll down, let's move this up. There we go. So I've got a microphone connected, and it'll show me that I'm getting levels. So then all I would do is hit the record button. And maybe I could be, today I'll be a math teacher. How about that? And I'll go right here to a free whiteboard.
Oh.
And I'll say, all right, I want you to tell me what 1/2 plus 3/4 is. I think I can figure this one out. We make these into compatible, so that'll be 2/4 plus 3/4 is going to be 5, or 1 1/4. Of course, if you had a little slate to write on, it'd be so much nicer than that. So then it's got my voice plus what I'm doing on a whiteboard and so forth. And then when I'm finished, I come down here and say done. Here is the video. I can play it back. Let me drag this over just a bit. I can play it back and I can hear myself. And it does do a circle around your icon so the students can see it easily in case it's a tiny little icon and so forth. So once I've done the recording, I can now convert this into once again, an MP4 video. I come over here. Now it does offer to have you publish to YouTube. I strongly suggest against that because if you download it as a video file, then you have it to put it on YouTube if you want, or to use it for whatever you want. So it's great to have that file, and then you can also put it on YouTube later. But this will let you publish straight to YouTube. But I want to go to a video file. And I said this before with the PowerPoint, when you're exporting, these defaults are all perfect. It's going to give you the highest resolution. It's going to automatically make it an MP4. So all you have to do is come down here and say save video. And it's going to open up where you want to put it. I'm going to keep it simple and put it on my desktop, but you could have a folder set up somewhere. And then I'll come down here and I'll call this Chapter 3 Review, and then save it. And this will take just a moment. It wasn't a very long video. So if I go to my desktop, there it is, Chapter 3 Review, and I can play it back. And do I really sound that annoying? So there's my video. Now I can put this on YouTube. So the college has a YouTube account. We have no time limit. So if you recorded a 7-hour video, you can put it out there and there's no restrictions. If you don't want the college to be in charge of your video, then you can set up your own YouTube account. I don't know, I haven't checked because I haven't used it in so long, if there is any time restrictions yet. But when way years ago, it was 15 minutes was all you could put out there. I don't know if there's any restrictions. So you'll find out when you set up an account. But it's free. It's free to do that. So, but I'm going to use the college's one. And so if you ever want to use the college's, the YouTube account is, good, I'm not signed in. The account is MCC Video User, all one word, MCC Video User. And the password is *1, and then the word streaming, all lowercase letters. So asterisk, which is the shift 8, or some people like to call it the star. *1, streaming, all lowercase. And then I'm in. I was in.
Star the number 1 in the word streaming.
Yes, *1 streaming. So let me try that. *1 streaming. There we go. I just must have mistyped it. Now, for some reason, the college has had people setting up additional channels on here. Then when everybody's got access to it, you get that sort of thing. And so if you want to throw yours on a smaller channel, that's fine. It's up to you. I always go to the one that has the most videos. That's where everybody else has put theirs. So I'll pick that. And you wouldn't want to put anything on Chatting with Chris. You'd never want to make Chris mad. So I'll click OK. And so this is, we're now in, and I'll say hello. I'll come up here. And this little icon up here, it looks like a little tiny camera with a plus on it. This is how you will upload your video. And here's our MCC logo over here. So I'll click on this, and I'll say upload video. And I click on the red arrow. It's gray when you're not on it, but as soon as you hover over it, it's red. Click on that. And I'm going to look for my video file. It was on my desktop, and it was called Lecture Capture 3, or Lecture Chapter 3, and then open. It's a short video, so it probably won't take long. Once you upload it, it goes through a process where it checks the whole thing to front to back to make sure there's no copywritten material in there. And there are times when, like I was shooting stuff out in public, and there was music playing in the background, and that got flagged as copywritten material. One time the president gave a talk, I recorded it, and at the very end it was the day Aretha Franklin died, and so he played Respect at the end. And that got flagged, and people were trying to watch the video, and it would say, sorry, you can't watch that video, because it had violated copyright rules. And so I went in and chopped that part out, and then it was fine. They let it go through. But it's not people listening, it's machines. It's all computers checking for that. And so it's fun to see there are people out there that are trying to circumvent that, and they'll speed the music up a little, or they'll do all sorts of weird stuff to try to beat the copyright.
Sometimes people like upload like scenes from movies or TV shows, like
reverse it, yes, and then it won't get flagged.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I get a kick out of that. Then if you got to read whatever's on the screen, you're out of luck. So the default is that it's for the public. Now, maybe you don't want the public to be able to search and find it at any time, but you do need to have it public if you want to put captions on it, because we have a service that'll caption all your videos for you, but it needs to be public for that. So what you could do is leave it public, send it for captioning, and then as soon as they're done, turn it later to, and if I come to public here and change to unlisted, anyone with the link can see it, but no one can search for it. So
but you can't put a caption on it.
Well, you can. It automatically, YouTube puts captions on for you, but they're not reliable. They're like 85% right. So words can be wrong. And the college wants these to be proper captions. And so we use the service.
It's not a file name, it's a caption that you always see when you're...
Whoever's watching has the option of turning it on or off. Yeah. Now we can, in our department, take a video that you have and make it caption for you. Let's say you're showing one in class, a video, and you want to show it with captions. I can put captions on there for you. So if you ever need
that would stay through the whole video.
It would be there always.
And
there's no way to turn it off. It'll be burned into the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to make this public so that I can go ahead and put captions on it. And so then I'll come up here and say, publish. So this video is done. And since I did that, there's my link. So this is what I can put in Canvas. So I'll copy this right now. And I'll go back to that course.
So I had troubles when I recorded it, then it was too long, and then I recorded it again and tried to save it, and it said, oh, that file already exists or something.
Oh.
Yeah, this is.
Well, you probably try to save it over it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could have said overwrite. You could have said go ahead, or just change the name.
I think that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah. Well, now you can do it even better, because you can put it on YouTube, etc.
I did it after the summer when you showed me.
Oh, okay, good.
And I still had some of the file. I videoed all 13 PowerPoints and, and it's, and I added basically what my lecture was, tried to walk them through it. And then when I saved the files, I had a few issues saving the files, like the names or something.
Sure. Well, I mean, we can work with you on that. I'd be
And then
happy
a
to.
couple of them, the ones I tried to save it in YouTube and said it already exists. So for those, I saved it on my desk or on my computer.
Oh, yeah.
I changed the link.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't change the link. I uploaded it into Canvas.
That's a great point. If you try to upload an identical video, YouTube detects that and says, no, we're going to get rid of one of them because they don't want you having multiple of the same video over and
Yeah.
over again. Yeah, it's
So
funny how they
on
do that.
those few, I uploaded the video into Canvas.
I'll show you how you can search for all the videos you put on there because there is a way to go see them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool, okay.
Yeah. So I am going into Canvas now and I'm going to put my video in. So I copied the link. Now I just have the link. So the best way to do this is put it on a page. So I'm going to come to my, up to here to my module. I'll click this plus and I'll say a page. And you'll see why this works best with a page. Because technically I could say external URL, which would be just a link to that, but that will technically take them to YouTube. And I want them to stay within Canvas. So if I pick page, and I'll say a new page, and I think I called this chapter 3. Oops. And then I'll add item. When I come down, let me publish it. When I come down here and click on it, I'll edit it. And there is a nice little trick. I can just paste the link here. And look at that. It becomes a YouTube playable link. So if I click save, look at that. You can click on play and it expands. But I technically like to use embed codes. And I did that with a podcast. And I want to show you how the embed code is just a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go back to YouTube here. What I'll do is I'll paste in the link that I just got and go to my video. This is it. I'll turn that off because it's annoying. And I'll come here to share. And one of these is embed. So I'll click embed. And all I have to do is copy this. All this code. I don't have to know how to be an HTML coder. All I need is to be able to copy. So I'll copy the HTML code, go back into my page, and when I edit, I'll leave them both in there. I'll come up here and hit enter so I'm a little ways down. And then I'm going to go to HTML editor and just paste my code in there with this link up here. And then I'll click save.
So you've got 2 links now.
Yeah, so here's the little version and there's the nice big one. I like this view. It looks like it's part of your course, having that video right there. And the students can play it, and yes, they can make it full screen if they want.
Can you make the other one full screen?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
But this just looks so much nicer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back to edit again for the page,
Yeah.
Does that like media button at the below the italics at the top?
This?
The one on the left, below the bold and italics options.
Oh,
Way over
there. Insert edit
Does
media.
that like kind of do the same thing? If you
Oh.
put in, like, the-
I could embed. Yeah, let's try that. So I wouldn't have to go to the HTML editor. Hey, thank you. That's beautiful.
just wondering if you saw that over there.
Wow.
You see, I never, except for last summer, have ever used YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Welcome to the YouTube generation. I watch YouTube constantly. And I love it.
I watch it on regular TV.
I do too.
Well, I'll watch videos and stuff, and I don't know how they get up there, and
There's so much content out there. Do you know how many people in Canada are building cabins out in the middle of nowhere? You should watch that stuff. It's
That's
great.
I watched the TV thing. That's cool.
All right. So nobody's said any messages, so I guess
No,
things are going
somebody's still
cool.
logged in.
Yeah, they're viewing. Anita is watching. So that's how you embed. Putting your if you were doing a podcast or anything that's on YouTube, you can embed this way. And now I'm going to show you if we want to do a live lecture on the day within Canvas. So in this course, and I should have pointed out to Anita that you were added to this course. So hopefully you accepted and you're in it. And so I'm going to come down to conferences here and click on that. And so all we have to do is build a conference. Now I'm logged in as a student in this course, and I'm going to go to conferences. Oh, and the conferences tab disappeared because there are no conferences. So as soon as there's one in there, then the conference tab will appear. So I'm going to click in conferences and I will add one. And I can call it whatever I'd like. So I'll say Chapter 3 Review. And we're talking about some sort of catastrophic event, like a giant snowstorm, and we've been off for a whole week, and you definitely want to try to get the word out to the students so they can do the lesson and be able to ask you questions. So duration is 60 minutes. You could just get rid of that and make it as long as you want. There's no limit. It's just going to shut off after 60 minutes, kind of give you like a way out. You know, you can tell the students, we've only got 60 minutes, I'm sorry. You could put any time in there, but if you delete that, it'll go indefinitely.
So this is snow day.
Snow day.
And they can't make it.
Right.
And you send them an email.
Right.
To say, hey guys, I'm going to be online at this time, blah, blah, blah. Oh.
And
they can log in and stuff.
Right. And what you want to do is check this box here that says enable recording, because when you're done, the conference will be there and they can watch the recording later. So if they couldn't make it to the conference that you put on, they'd be able to watch it later. Same with Zoom. Zoom records automatically too. Oh, and I could put the no time limit. And then you can put a description in there. And then of course you want to invite all course members. If you don't have that checked, then nobody will get to see it. So what's the point of it? So you want to have all course members.
So initially you logged in to your course.
Right. I walked in my course.
And then
went to conferences. And I should point out that generally conference is not on the list of tabs. So you have to go to navigation in the settings and make sure it's up in with the ones that are visible, because normally it's not visible. All right, so I'm all set to go with this. I click update. Now that doesn't start it, that just creates it. See, it's ready to go and it says start. So you can make this well in advance of when you're going to do it. And if the student goes in there, you see the conferences, I'll refresh this browser. This is, whoops, this is student view. Refresh, there's no conference because it hasn't begun yet. So I'll go back.
You don't have to put a start date on it?
No, don't have to put a start date or anything. Let's see if I can guess which one it was. There it is. So I'm back into my conferences tab. All I have to do is click start. So I will click start. And so now it's going to get funky because
refreshed it.
Well, no, this is this is my end of things. I'm the instructor.
Oh, you were as a student.
I was right, and now I'm as the instructor, and I'm starting it. Right. So now it's checking my microphone. I would never want to go listen only because I want the I'm going to be talking to the students, and they're not going to be able to talk to me, but they will type in questions if they have them, which is great. You don't want a jillion people all talking at the same time. So I'm going to turn the volume down because I had a loop through. But what it does is it checks the microphone. First I say allow. And it does this echo test, and then you were supposed to say hello, and then you'll hear yourself, and then you say, I'm good. Yes, I heard myself just say yes, even though I didn't want to hear the screech there. So this is it. It's up and running. I'm not sharing anything. I'm not sharing my desktop. I'm not sharing my webcam. I'm just broadcasting audio, and they can see this. And so I'll go to the student view now. And I will refresh my screen, and now conferences are visible. So I'll click on that, and there it is, Chapter 3 review. I will join. And now I'm in it. It's going to check my microphone.
So now you're the student again.
Right, and it checks my microphone, but it doesn't let it through. Connecting.
What
No.
exactly did you click to show it on the students?
Oh, I'm logged in as a student on
Yes.
another web browser.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what did you do as an instructor? Because a minute ago they couldn't see it, but
Remember, I clicked on start. I started the actual conference. The minute I start it, then it's available.
the minute you hit the start button, then they
Right.
could see it.
And my suggestion is, let's say you want the students to be able to see it at noon on a certain day. I would go in 15 minutes in advance and start it so that when they're clicking and logging in, they see it. Otherwise, they'll go to their course and see no conference tab. They won't know that it's up and running, etc. And then they can get in there and see each other in there. So this is my view using Firefox student view. Looks very similar to the instructor view. So this is instructor looking at it. And on the left-hand side there, I can see me, and then all the other students will be lined up in this region over here.
Oh,
And down here is the chat, so I could send a message to the students by typing. They can hear me, so really there's no point to that. But you can, and then the students could type back. Now,
if the student chatted, you'd get their name and then the chat, I assume.
right, yeah, you see their name. I can see that says Peter J. Lilly over there. I see the student's name. Now, I'm going to turn on this cam. I can say, well, I'll share the cam. I'll allow it. And there, I'm showing the students my webcam. And so the student view is the webcam. And if I want to see, this is the whole interface here for the student. I can click on this and just go full screen and see what's on the webcam. And then hit escape to get out. I'll try not to go back and forth between student and me because it's not helping much. But see, now I'm showing my camera. I can turn that off by just coming down here and clicking. And so now cancel there. So the webcam is turned off. Let me move this up a bit. Oh, am I still in student view? There we are. Okay, so I'll turn that off now. There we are. So the student could share their camera if they wanted to. But here's where I share my screen.
So you have 10 or 20 students all sharing their camera.
Yeah, I would tell them not to do it.
Faces. Yeah,
I would tell them not to do it because it could really gum up the works having all of them at the same time using it. But I don't think they would do it. They wouldn't want to unless you ask them to. You might ask them to share their screen if they've got a math problem that they want to show you. And so you could look at that, and then you could click on each one of these students and view their screen if you wanted to. So now I'm going to share with them either my entire screen, or maybe it'd be easier if I just set an application window. And let's say I wanted to use maybe a tab from Chrome, and I just want to show the YouTube. Or remember I had the whiteboard open. I just want to show that. I would pick that. Entire screen, maybe you don't want them seeing everything. You might have some stuff down at the bottom that you don't want
So
them to
those
see.
are all the applications you've got open.
Actually, no, these are all my tabs in Chrome that are open right now. Yeah. I could go over here to applications, and these are all the applications I have.
Oh.
And then this is just showing them my whole screen.
Oh.
So I'm going to go with just the tab from
Chrome.
Chrome, and I'll say YouTube and then share. So now I'm showing the YouTube, and I can close this, and this is it. This is in YouTube. Now if I come up here and go back to my MyMCC, you'll see the student is still on YouTube because that's the only thing that I'm showing the student is the YouTube link. So maybe you'd want to have just say, have the student do, or do your entire screen if that's easiest for you. I didn't want to do that because I've got two things going now. I've got a Zoom going, and then I also have this web conference going. So I will get out of the student view, go back, and here I am, and then I can come back to my, where is my YouTube? Oh, I gotta drag this down. So there's my YouTube. I can scroll through and find a nice video to share. Here we go, the college live stream. Is this going on right now? No, can't be. This is saved. This is saved. And then I can diagram how well they spike the ball, et cetera, who knows. And then I would want to keep track of this here. Anytime there's a somebody types in a message, are you still there? So I sent that, and then the student can say, uh-oh, I keep doing that. There we go. They send it. So this is, you can see the conversation on the student side. I go back, and here's the instructor side. Where is it? Back here. There it is, way back here. And so I can see, this is the instructor view, I hope. No. There it is. I got too many things open. It's driving me crazy. So there it goes. Now it is telling me that I'm sharing the YouTube. And if I wanted to stop that, I can click that. And now they can't see anything until I start sharing something else. Oh, I did forget to start recording. There we are. If you want to keep it, you definitely want to record. Yeah. So now I'm going to share one more time. I want to make sure I'm on the right one. I'm going to drag this up so I can see. There we are. I'll share my entire screen. Why not? Oh, it won't let me. I'm going to have to just go with an application. So I'll say Chrome. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So that when I switch, it'll switch for the student. So the student sees whatever tab I'm on. This is a madhouse. There we are. Hooray. And so I can show them. Oh, and I just closed the big button. Anyhow, I can still go back into the class and do it. I can come back into the course.
Control-Shift-T will bring that back up.
Control-Shift-T. I wonder if it'll pick it up where I left off.
I do that all the time. I actually close tabs.
Control-Shift-T. I've never heard of that. Thank you. That's a beaut.
So it opens the last.
It's still
tab, you just
recording.
Close?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, so it did keep going even though it was closed, but I think it stopped sharing whatever. We can see that it's not showing me sharing anything. So when we're all finished, I come up here to these dots here and say end meeting. And I'll say yes. And then it wants me to rate it. So I'm out of there. And so the student gets to get out of there as well. So I'm going to close the student because that's a little confusing. Close tabs, and now I'm back here. I'm going to come to my conferences. It's still alive, and I could go back and do it again if I wanted to. If I hit end, then it's done, and then it'll keep the recording. And so this is where the student would go to watch that if they were to go in there. And you can download the video if you wanted to. So, because it's only going to be out there for 15 days. And then they'll delete it. So that was a whirlwind tour. Any questions?
So now will students be able to still see the conferences tab now since there's a concluded one in there?
Yes. Let me go back into as a student. Watch, it's going to make me a liar. Oh, these messages, it's just enough to make me insane. Can't get into it. I must have to go into it myself and do something to make it, because they should be able to watch the video afterwards. But I can't get into it either. Let's see. I don't want to delete it. Shucks. I must have had, in the settings, there must be a way that I can make it available to them after it's over. Everybody drank this up. That's weird. Well then, thank you for coming.
Thanks for doing this.
There's snacks. Be sure to grab some before you go. Everything that I talked about is in this document. And by the way, in this course, that document is right here. Deliver your lecture in Canvas tutorial. So if you lose this, that's right there. And there's everything I covered tonight, step by step, so you can do it step by step by step. All right then. Have a good night.